Hi again. Right, I'm going to do a bit more of a follow-up video to when I talked about a disability, but this is a lot less serious side of it, just some funny moments. I forgot to tell you that after having that operation at 4 hours old, I also had to have a test for hydrocephalus, however people want to pronounce it. Fluid on the brain, so I had to have my head shaved, obviously, to do the test. And my mother was traumatized because she said, unlike a lot of babies, I wasn't born nearly bald. I had a full, thick head of hair, apparently. So when she saw me back on the ward, apparently I looked like a little monk. I don't know, the back of it all shaved off and the bit at the top. And another funny thing was when I was young, I didn't go into all the, I didn't tell you about having some bones broken and reset in order to help me to be able to stand up and walk, but yeah, that took place. So one of these times the plaster casts were being cut off and my mother passed out. I guess that's where I get my squeamish side from. When the drill started cutting in, she went all woozy and passed out on the floor, and apparently I looked over from the table and said, "Is she dead?" I was only about 6 or so can be forgiven for that one. And when I said, feel free to ask questions, because I don't think you can really ask me anything that I haven't already come across out in the world as I was growing up. So, dumb questions. Can you have sex? Yes, thanks. If I wanted. The quick and simple answer to that is yes. And the other answer to that is same way you do. Lay in a bed. What do you think? No, you don't stay in the wheelchair. You do get asked a lot of really dumb shit. You have to get a really thick skin quickly because people apparently don't believe that they're being insensitive or condescending in any way. But yeah, answer to that in a nutshell, yes. Can you have babies? Yes, just didn't want any. The thing, as I understand it, with spina bifida, not like other disabilities, you don't necessarily run the risk of giving birth to a spina bifida baby. I have got friends that have given birth to healthy, happy babies, more than one. So, in my own personal case, it was just no, because I don't want any. And as I always said to people, I would rather be a non-parent than a bad parent. How do you know if you're going to be good at it until you give it a try? Unless you do babysitting or something for other people and kind of trial it out first, you're never going to know until the baby's there. And my theory on it always was, well, then it's too late. Then the baby's there, it's vulnerable, you've got to look after it, so you better not be crap at the job. So I just decided that all in all, wasn't for me. And when I was in my teens to early 20s, I'd say, I was friends with these twins that I'd met at college. One of them had a similar wacky sense of humour to me, one didn't. She was really straight-laced. And we went to, because I live close to the beach and arcades and stuff, we went out one day because, when one of those days that you're bored, so you just go somewhere just for something to do, gets you out of the house. So we were having the day at the seafront, and then just before it was time to leave, I think I was down to about my last 50 pence. And there was, in this place, there was a wishing well, one of those ones that are for charity. And for some reason only known to myself because I'm an idiot with a weird sense of humour, as I've been, I took 50p in this wishing well and said, I wish I wasn't blind. And the straighter one of my friends said, you're not. Just like that. And so I suddenly jumped up out of the chair, stood up holding on to it with one arm, and went, hallelujah, it's a miracle. And she's going, shut up, people are looking. And me and the other twin were just falling about laughing, going, well, what's your problem? So, yeah. You have to develop a sense of humour for this, you really do. I don't think there's any point in sitting there wallowing in self-pity. Where's it going to get you? It's not going to change a thing. As far as I know, the spina bifida doesn't have a cure. And even, to be honest, to be brutally honest with you right now, in all seriousness, even if it did, I don't want it. Because this is what was meant for me. This is the life I'm meant to be living. So, no, I don't want to change it. I'm perfectly happy the way that I am. I wouldn't have gone to the same places. I wouldn't have met the same people if I could just do a do-over. So, no, wouldn't change a thing. My mother took a piss out of my disability before as well, which doesn't bother me. Because, one thing I really hate is those annoying people that, they get offended on your behalf. If someone says something and you think, oh no, you're not allowed to laugh at that. Of course you are. Of course you are. You have to laugh at these things or you go mad. And one day she told me that she had found a lump on her lower back. A spot growing, I'm guessing, but, she suddenly blurted out, oh my God, I think I've got spina bifida. Well, I was laughing so much I had to grab onto the door handle to hold myself up, but I would have fallen over. I was laughing so much. So, yeah, none of that bothers me at all. I've got I did have, one of them's passed away now, but I've got two friends that were born blind, and they had the best sense of humour ever. They are the kind of people I like being around, that, we just all deal with it. I can't walk properly, they can't see, it is what it is. And one of them, the one who passed away now, was a guy who was older than me, and we met at this day centre and became friends straight away because I sort of like his humour. He used to take me out shopping just to get a break from the place, and we were out, I think it was in Wilco's before that place shut down for good, and I was looking at stuff, so while he was bored, just stood behind me, he bent down, picked something up, not knowing, of course, what it was, and then kind of said to me, what is this? And I said, packet of panty lines, Bill. Well, that was it. So he chucked it back down and then never said another word. So it just made me laugh. I've got a friend who is able-bodied, and she knew Bill as well because she was on this scheme of helping people where you go and voluntary help, and she used to say things to Bill like, I should put you on blind date, or I'm not taking a blind bit of notice at you, whenever he pretended to tell her off. Well, I was just sat there in stitches because, I knew that he wasn't offended, so why should we be? It was just a joke. We were all really good, strong friends by then, so it was just a joke. And this other blind friend, a young lass, I used to go to football trips, and one time we were leaving the ground, and I was obviously helping her. I'm trying to walk up this steep row of steps, holding onto the rail while she's got my arm the other side. that nearly was literally like the blind leading the blind, trust me, because it was dark. And I said to her, and because we all had like able-bodied people who were kind of assigned to us as our helper, as it were, for those that are in wheelchairs, get the chair lined up ready for you, and that when you're getting on and off the coach. Well, so we were going up this steep place where the coach was waiting, and I happened to say to her, I can't see anyone, meaning I can't see anyone ahead. And she just, quick as a flash, said, neither can I. All right, sarky ass, that's not what I meant. So that's what I mean, it has its funny sides, and I am perfectly happy to joke along with people, my friends that are disabled and friends that aren't. We're all for a game. We take the piss out of each other of disability, so why shouldn't other people do it? When it's your friends, you know that it's all said in fun, it's all said with love, there's nothing to get offended at. Right, I'm going to cut it there now for that one and talk about something else. Okay, so thanks for listening. Much love. Thanks. Bye for now.